everyone, I'm Colleen with Awaken Catholic, and this is Awaken the Saint. The persecution of Christians in Rome was infamous for the death of many saints we know today. One such holy woman was Saint Apollonia. According to some historians, the anger of the Alexandrian mob grew to such a height of madness against the Christians that in 248, when one of their poets prophesied calamity, they took out their bloody hatred upon any Christian they knew about. The authorities did nothing to protect their citizens, and so many were seized and beaten or killed while others fled, leaving their possessions to be pillaged. It was in 249, during this chaos, that Apollonia, a highly esteemed woman in the Church of Alexandria, was also seized by the mob. She was beaten so ferociously that all of her teeth were knocked out. They then took her outside of the city gates, where they erected a pile of wood and set it ablaze, threatening to burn her alive unless she blasphemed against the Lord. Apollonia asked them to give her a moment and appeared as if she was considering their threats. Then suddenly, to their surprise, she ran and leapt into the flames of her own will and was burned to death. Belonging to the long list of martyrs who did not wait for the death they were threatened with, Saint Apollonia is a special example of faith to us. Because she voluntarily chose death in an effort to preserve her faith or to avoid adding sin to her soul, a debate arose regarding the sanctity of such a choice, which runs dangerously close to suicide. This debate was addressed by St. Augustine of Hippo in his writings titled The City of God, where he states, "For I know not but that the Church was divinely authorized through trustworthy revelations to honor thus the memory of these Christians. It may be that such is the case. May it not be too that these acted in such a manner not through human caprice, but on the command of God, not erroneously, but through obedience, as we must believe in the case of Samson. When, however, God gives a command and makes it clearly known, who would account obedience there to a crime or condemn such a pious devotion and ready service? Holiness is a response of obedience to God. We may not experience the threat of being burned alive if we don't deny Christ, but we are called to despise our own lives for the sake of following Jesus. This can take different forms in our everyday lives. Fasting is, in a way, like a small voluntary death. St. Apollonia gives us a challenge today. We should ask ourselves in what ways we are being called to throw ourselves into the proverbial flames. We should daily commit ourselves to Christ and allow Him to guide our thoughts, our words, and our actions. God inspired St. Apollonia to run to the fire rather than allow herself to be tempted to abandon Him. May we too allow God to inspire us to do whatever it takes to avoid harming our relationship with Him. St. Apollonia, pray for us.
Thank you for tuning in to Awaken the Saint. Awaken the Saint is a 3-minute daily show that unpacks the lives of the saints with practical messages for everyday life. Awaken the Saint is made in partnership by Spoke Street Media and Awaken Catholic.